Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining me on this channel. Today marks the final part of our series on the Noble Eightfold Path, from right view all the way to right mindfulness. We've taken step after step in learning how to cultivate our hearts, and now we arrive at the culmination of this journey, right concentration. Right concentration refers quite literally to properly focusing the mind. In the context of Buddhism, it means mental unification and inner stability. In modern terms, it can be likened to a profound state of focus, or the deep stillness one experiences in meditation. But it's important to remember, right concentration doesn't simply mean sitting quietly, with eyes closed, emptying the mind. In Buddhism, this concentration must rest on the foundation of all the preceding practices. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, and so on. It is not a kind of focus driven by desire or anger, but a clear, wholesome attention that purifies the mind and leads to wisdom. The Buddha placed right concentration at the very end of the Eightfold Path. This wasn't a matter of simple ordering. It carries the meaning that the entire path of practice bears fruit in this final step. In the Buddha's time, people were experimenting with all kinds of spiritual disciplines, some involving severe physical hardship or extreme meditation techniques. But the Buddha saw no ultimate value in such extremes. Instead, he taught the principle of the middle way, not indulging in pleasure, but also not sinking into pain, a balanced and harmonious approach to the mind. And it is along this middle way that right concentration takes shape. In fact, the Buddha himself lived both extremes. He was raised in luxury as a prince, then later subjected himself to harsh ascetic practices. But he found that starving and torturing the body only clouded the mind. So he gave up those practices, took nourishment, regained his strength, and only then entered deep meditation. And it was in that balanced, healthy state that he attained enlightenment. From this experience, the Buddha came to teach the importance of avoiding extremes and walking the path of moderation. Right concentration is built on this very spirit. It's not about forcing the mind or letting it wander, but about nurturing a natural, sustainable state of focus. That is the heart of proper meditation. So, what kind of practice did the Buddha actually recommend as right concentration? The key lies in a meditative progression, known as the four jhanas or four absorptions. This is the deepening of mental focus in stages. The Buddha himself is said to have attained enlightenment through these very stages. In the first jhana, coarse mental disturbances like desire and ill will subside. The mind becomes deeply focused amidst feelings of joy and happiness. Thought still operates, but it is purified and constructive. A sense of inner peace and satisfaction pervades. In the second jhana, even discursive thinking falls away, replaced by a serene joy that arises from within. The meditator stops conceptualizing and enters a pure state of awareness. Here, external awareness fades, and one may experience an inner radiance. The third jhana goes beyond joy into a quiet, unshakable contentment. The intensity of joy softens into deep tranquility and ease. Sensations become subtle, and one may taste the finest textures of happiness. And in the fourth jhana, even joy and sorrow are transcended. The mind becomes perfectly balanced, unmoved by pleasure or pain, and enters a state of pure mindfulness. This is the foundation upon which deep insight and wisdom are born. Such concentration is not a foggy state of blankness. It is a mind functioning with ultimate clarity. It is within this clarity that insight, what in Pali is called vipassana, or clear seeing, arises. Let me share an anecdote from the Buddha's life. One day, Sariputta, the Buddha's foremost disciple in wisdom, asked another disciple, "When you meditate, what do you see?" The disciple replied, "I see a bright light. It's brilliant like the sun." Sariputta smiled and said, "That is a good sign, but do not chase the light. When inner calm grows, the light will appear naturally. But if you become attached to it, the mind will be disturbed again. Look not at the light, but at the calmness itself." This story teaches us that right concentration is not about seeking extraordinary experiences, but about settling the mind and cultivating awareness free from clinging. Many people, when they begin meditation, yearn for mystical experiences, visions, sounds, the sensation of floating. But if we get attached to such experiences, the mind is no longer stable. What's essential is to simply continue observing the mind quietly, even if no special phenomena arise. In everyday life, it may be difficult to enter deep states of absorption, but the essence of right concentration can still be cultivated daily. Even just a few quiet moments, closing your eyes and focusing on your breath, can bring you back to the present moment. You might notice distracting thoughts arise, that's fine. Gently return your attention to the breath. In that repetition, the mind begins to settle. Try taking a few mindful moments in the morning, while waiting for a train, or just before bed. No special setting or tools are needed. Simply create space to turn inward, and the seeds of right concentration are planted. Walking meditation is another effective method. As you walk, become aware of each step, the sensations in your feet, the movement of your body, the sounds and wind around you. This too is a valid practice of right concentration. The same can be applied during meals. Be mindful of the taste, smell, and texture of your food. Savor each bite with gratitude. When we turn our awareness toward these ordinary moments, our minds naturally grow more focused and composed. On the night of his enlightenment, the Buddha is said to have entered deep meditation under the Bodhi tree. As dawn approached and the stars faded, he awoke not from sleep, but into profound understanding. In that meditation, he realized the workings of the universe, the cause of suffering, and the path to its end. That moment was the perfect manifestation of right concentration. In that depth of focus, the Buddha gained 3 great insights: recollection of his past lives, knowledge of the cycles of birth and death of all beings, and the full realization of the 4 noble truths and the Eightfold Path. In this way, right concentration is not merely a tool for calming the mind. It is the gateway to awakening itself. Only when the mind is settled, emotions subdued, and thoughts clear can we truly see. This is why right concentration stands as the final step in the Eightfold Path. All previous practices support and prepare us for this deep state of focus. In a sense, the whole path leads here. In our modern world, far more complex and saturated with information than in the Buddha's time, the importance of right concentration is perhaps even greater. Our minds are constantly pulled in all directions, by endless information from our phones, by stress at work, by worries about the future. All the more reason to consciously carve out moments of stillness. Right concentration becomes, in a way, a refuge for the modern heart. Scientific research also affirms the benefits of meditation. It has been shown to reduce stress, improve focus, enhance emotional regulation, and even boost creativity. The value of practicing right concentration is now recognized from both spiritual and scientific perspectives. Let me close with a quote from the Buddha. "A concentrated mind is luminous, a scattered mind is darkness. In darkness, the path cannot be seen. But with light, even a single step can be taken in the right direction." This beautifully expresses the essence of right concentration. When our minds are agitated and driven by emotion, we are like people wandering in the dark. We can't see clearly or make wise choices. But when the mind is calm and focused, light arises from within, not external light, but the light of our own wisdom. With this light, even in the hardest of times, we can keep moving forward step by step. So if your heart ever feels unsteady amid the chaos and worries of daily life, I invite you to sit gently with it. Take a deep breath. Notice how you feel. Accept it as it is. You don't need to be perfect. It's okay if your meditation isn't flawless or if your thoughts keep coming. What matters is the willingness to face your own mind. From that moment, your journey into right concentration has already begun. And that is, without doubt, the first step on the path out of suffering. With this, we conclude our discussion on the final practice of the Eightfold Path, right concentration. To everyone who has accompanied me on this journey, From right view onward, thank you, truly. Each of these 8 paths requires no special talent or status, just a little awareness in our daily lives. That is the true practice of the Buddha's way. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a thumbs up. I'd also love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. May your day be filled with sincerity, with peace, and with the joy that comes from living in harmony with others. Thank you for watching. Until next time, may your heart be at peace.